Hello everybody, Bubbles here and welcome back to HOI4. In today's video we're going to be playing as Spain, attempting to answer the question of what's the point of the Spanish Commune. Now before we get started, you might have noticed something different. We are already in 1937 preparing to disband the army, so I've skipped the prep for the Spanish Civil War. Now the reason I've done this is it's not actually relevant to the Spanish Commune itself, and I've done the prep so many times I just fancied doing this today. Now, if you want to learn a bit more about the Republican Spain prep for the Civil War, feel free to watch one of the many other Spain runs I've done on this channel, like Well I Didn't Vote For You and We Will Rock You. Funnily enough actually, I'm using the exact same save from that Well I Didn't Vote For You guide, because I found out it was actually quite a good save. But anyway, that is pretty much all of my housekeeping out the way, let's get started. And inevitably on January 1st, a Spanish Civil War breaks out. We have no choice today as well, we're going to have to go via the bravery of the working man. Right, this is the army we've gotten. 70 divisions, that's more than enough. Let's break them up into some different stacks, starting off with this 14 in the north. There we go. Now let's gather up 10 divisions. And now with these 10, I'm going to plan some naval invasions. Right, this is what I've done. As usual, we have a naval invasion going to the Canary Islands and one going into Spanish Africa. We don't go to Sweater anymore because they usually defend it, but they don't defend this port. Now, what's happening with the Balearic Islands? Well, I'm sending just a load of units over there. The way I plan on doing the Spanish Civil War means that we have to capture these two tiles to end the war. If you don't know, tiles themselves are worth half a victory point, so every tile counts. So what's happening here is there'll be one little naval invasion here, but the rest of the naval invasions will be supporting Mallorca and Menorca. Eventually, it should even end up as the Nationalist capital, so eventually there will even be some volunteers here, so I'm going to stack as many units here as possible. But anyway, for the remaining 46 divisions, well, we'll just split them up and place them on the front line. As you can see here though, I have some Nationalist units behind me, so of course I must engage them, or they might take some victory points or some tiles off me, and that's just unacceptable. But anyway, the main thing for this stage of the Spanish Civil War is taking victory points as quickly as we can. So you see these 5 units, they're going to march on A Coruña. I think we can take A Coruña very quickly today. This unit will take this tile, this unit will take Burgos, this one will pin, this one will pin, this one will try and create an encirclement. Similarly, this one will pin, this one will go forward and pin, this one will go forward and try and create the encirclement. Or this one will do something similar. We've got a lot of little micro-in to do today. Not something I do very often, but for the Spanish Civil War to do it quickly, it's very important. It's like this unit will go forward, this unit will attack, this unit will attack, but in any empty gaps, you should try and fill them as soon as you can. And there you go, this is pretty much all of my starting micro. Now for focus, we're going to start off by arming the workers' militias. We have to make our way down to masters of our own fate as soon as possible though, so we're going to be quick on demanding ministerial positions, hinder NKV interference, see the gold reserves, you get the idea. We're also going to send our spies, because I have 2 of them, over to A Coruña, because why not? For the Air Force, we'll assign it to the 1st Army, and we'll have the naval bombers in the Western Mediterranean. For the Navy, in 2 stacks, it'll be convoy raiding here, break into equal stacks, while the little Navy behind will just be on strike force. I almost forgot though about the generals, so let me do that now. Let's assign Enrique Lister and Llanos Gileas. These 2 generals will join us in the Commune, so it's better to use them now. Any other generals, it doesn't really matter. No need to have a field marshal right now, surprisingly. I know, it's true. And we're also going to be attacking on aggressive. But alright, now it's truly time to begin. Let's go. Oh, I can't help myself. Let's hire this social revolutionary. Oh, that unit there is attacking this one, so I'm actually going to tell it to withdraw. As you can see, it's in Valladolid, and one of my aims is to take this city, so we have to leave. There we go, we'll pin you, and you'll close that pocket. Oh, look at this, the AI is now pinning this unit. But nowadays, we just say no to pins. So retreat into our tile, retreat into enemy tile. Speaking of pins, I don't think I should be pinning this unit, so you know what, I'm going to tell it to stop. Don't attack. There we go. That unit's leaving, so we should be able to walk in A Coruña now. There, we're now going to use the retreat trick to get 2 units into A Coruña. I'm hoping that the Nationalist AI eventually leaves Leon, because we are going to need it. We have got to shorten our front line as soon as we can. As many tiles as we can get. But there you go, we have now left, we hold that unit, and we should be able to walk into A Coruña. And hey, with this other unit here, go to Vigo, it's worth 3. Oh my. It's rare I get to say this, Acronia is free. No units are defending it. Oh, I haven't said that much since No Step Back released. You want to go into Acronia? That's not happening. And the front lines have solidified. What should we do? My preference is Salamanca, so I'm going to go there. And the Nationalists chose Burgos, which are these 3 tiles. Meanwhile, our naval invasions have left. Yes, leave Lyon. Really bad idea for you. Leave it. That's a big victory point for us. 1, that's quite a lot considering death before surrender exists. No, we actually are somewhat breaking Palma de Mallorca, but there's Italy's stuff. And Lyon will be ours. Nice job. Hey, at least the Canaries run out of a hitch. We only need 5% more now. No, 7% more. So that's a few tiles that we don't have. But as long as we focus on things like Burgos and Salamanca, we should be on track to finish very, very early. Right, Salamanca has just fallen. 99% of the way there. Oh, I'm going to have to last stand this. But if we take a tile or 2, that might be it. I think it's at 15%. Any tile will do. This is why I don't like death before surrender, by the way. In real life, I'm fairly certain the nationalist leaders would have fled by now. But nevertheless, I think we should be done. Yes. 14%. 26. Wow. I think that is the first time I have done the Spanish Civil War before March in No Step Back. Or at least one of the first. And that's mad. Because I remember this save was used in the Well I Didn't Vote For You guide, and it took me far too long to actually finish it. It's mad, isn't it, that this exact same save has managed to pull that off. It could have been even faster if we'd managed to break some of those tiles in Burgos or Salamanca. I'm sorry. Sorry for being a bit caught up in my own achievement here a little, but they don't call me the Spanish Civil War King for nothing, I suppose. But alright, now let's prepare for the inevitable. We still got a few months ahead of us. Paradox obviously made the Spanish Civil War to be slow, but I don't think they've intended it to be that quick. Genuinely, if you or someone you know, if you know a video where someone does something faster than that, do let me know, because if you have managed to do faster, I want to know how you did it, because anything faster than that would be almightily impressive. It's weird that Janos Gilas is here, isn't it? Like, I guess he's meant to be along with Enrique the anti-stalinist that you use for the POUM Spain. His only real claim to fame historically is getting an international brigade destroyed. And I believe he was shot upon his return to Moscow. Oh, how many volunteers have we got from Leon Blum this time? 355. Great. Oh yeah, I also got about one benefit of what we've done. We have managed to save so much equipment. We already have 20,000. That's mad. Now it's time to seize those gold reserves. Yeah, it's interesting. POM Spain and Anarchist Spain share this little path. In fact, POM Spain is actually considered by the game to be anarchist. You can't release puppets directly. I do find that one a bit weird, and I don't agree with it. They should be allowed to release puppets at least. And now, of course, Martyrs of Our Own Fate. Here's something to consider if you're doing a run of this. Next up, you could improve relations with Germany, Italy, and Japan for Lend-Lease. I've done this many times, but it always pays off just to get so much extra equipment from them for free. You might be thinking that foreign arm purchases is worth it, and I know many of you have seen that Feedback Gaming video where he talks about this, but Feedback is wrong. This is not worth it. It gives 1,000 guns for 25 political power, while you'll get thousands and thousands of guns from Lend-Lease for around 30 political power. And this is what we get. Government crackdown, and the POM with Hewley and Gorkin is now in charge. That's pretty strong. I'd say we own the majority of Spain right now. I don't think this event is really meant for us. This is clearly meant for the anarchists. We get closed economy for basically no reason. And it even removes the maximum concession. Sorry, I just haven't really noticed that before. But alright, let's get started. First things first, free trade, why not? Next up, let's go for this Revolutionary Cultural Minister. We now have plus 25 political power a day. Pretty good. Next up, focus, international brigades, non-core manpower, free field marshal. Perfect. But we now have 4 areas to go, so we should probably break this up into some slightly more equal stacks again, so we can have some equal opportunities against it. So yeah, 8 in this little army, that will go to Valencia, and 8 in this one, that will go to Seville. The rest, will be on the front line. Oh, I almost forgot about the Basque country. Okay. Oh, we'll make a 5th army and send 8 there too. And now that we've flipped to the POM, we now actually have a field marshal, because we get this one, Jose Rivera. And we also actually get some different generals, Carmel Rosa and Louis. What I find weird is that none of these guys have portraits, especially in Carmel's case, because he has a portrait right here. There's literally no reason not to have a portrait for him. Literally just assign that one, it actually looks kind of nice. But alright, let's do this. And of course with the Lend-Lease though, make a massive deficit, and then get it. Right now, I won't have a deficit because we have plenty of guns, but I will just spam out units and I'll make one as soon as I can. But alright, first thing, land grab into Madrid. And you know what, let's even do an offensive there. This shouldn't be too hard. The Republican AI is generally set up to lose, because, you know, historical. Encirclements will always be your friend, so we may as well go for some. Oh, the Republicans chose Seville for their offensive. That's good, we can flush that out quickly. And there are quite a few units in Bilbao. Interesting. The Soviet volunteers are here, but they're in Galicia, so they're completely cut off. Perfect. Oh dear, what am I ever going to do about this? I don't know, maybe asking nicely will get us some stuff. What do you know, asking us nicely got us a lot of equipment, if I don't say so myself. And there's international brigades. Here's the field marshal you get. What's funny about this portrait right here is that it actually does have one assigned to it, it's just that Paradox broke it when No Step Back came out and it hasn't been fixed since. It's a shame, I like the little flair like unique portraits, but not to have it, what can you do? Anyway, next up, some of the unique focuses for this branch, subvert the Stalinists and class war. But you know what, we have a golden, and I'd say golden opportunity for some unit grinding. Just like that Real Rock You guide I made recently, we can just grind on these cities, Valencia, Bilbao, and get traits. And I'd say we should do that. So what I'm going to do is break off Matt and this Louis guy, so they can maximise their trait gain. I believe field marshals get 25% of the XP a general would get, so we can maximise our gain by not having a field marshal under them. Good thing they're in Bilbao and Valencia too, these are big victory points. We can take literally everything else and not have any trouble. But here's how it works. So, their attack, and now we should be gaining traits. Annoyingly, we have that glitch where it doesn't work properly, but no problem. The way to fix that is just to reload the game. There you go, now it should be working. Perfect. Now, every once in a while, we'll tell them to stop. They'll re-entrench, they'll regain org, and then we go again. We do this until we get as many traits and whatever that we like. And the same with down here in Valencia. It's funny to be using this on a politically connected guy, but who knows, maybe he can come good in the end. Oh, I know why he's not gaining traits quickly, because he has no good units. Right, here, have some better units. Oh yeah, look at that. Bigger the unit, the bigger we can do. Alright, we now know that bigger divisions work for getting traits faster, so let's send them to Louis. Wait, these are not bigger templates. I trained the wrong infantry. I trained the brigades, not the... Alright, I can fix this. Change them to the right template now. Oh, that's going up so fast. You'll love to see it. That explains why Germany didn't have a deficit of artillery. Because the brigades don't use artillery, while these do. I was very confused. Finally, Germany, hand over that artillery. Class war is definitely the main thing of the POM. You get 2% recruitable population, 5% attack, defense, and output. It's alright, but it's paled into things like army of all classes, 3%, and eventually you can get 10% defense. And of course it's completely dwarfed by the entire anarchist path, all must bear the torch, collectivized society. It's not bad, but in comparison it looks like, why would you ever go for that? And there we go, look at that. An organizer, infantry leader, trickster, and urban assault specialist. There are a few generals that can compete with that. Janos is our logistics expert for some reason, but sure, we'll take him. Here's something you might not be aware of. Because the Spanish Civil War is not considered over, we still have cores in all of Spain. Even the areas that rose up with the Nationalists will only lose these cores when the Spanish Civil War ends, so you could conscript a lot more divisions in this time, and I suggest that you do. Anyway, let's get a Galician offensive ready. All that grinding is actually giving Llanos infantry leader. Funny. Anyways, time for some more POM focuses. We have United Under Socialism, Wealth Redistribution, and Land Distribution. These are alright, they're just kind of middle of the road focuses. The highlight is definitely Wealth Redistribution. I'm glad it's not a temporary thing where it goes away eventually, it's permanent. Unlike Appropriate Church Riches, which does go away after 2 years. Come on, Louis is at 99%, and he's got it! Level 5, Adaptable. We could go in so many places with this politically connected, albeit very good, general. Bilbao's about to fall, and you know what, I'm gonna let it. They're leaving La Coruña again, and it's free, again. Sure, we could take it. Valencia should keep Republican Spain alive, which is good enough. Damn, I really should be seizing the Canaries and the Balearics. There's plenty of recruitable population to gain from them. And it is now August, so let's improve with Hungary. And they've done it. Alright, Hungary, you know what I'm here for. Thank you for your tribute. Let's finally press the offensive button for Valencia. We can probably finish this now. You could continue Lend-Lease scamming up until you need to do collective recovery efforts, so you probably have a maximum 210 days more if you want it to be. And that will do it. The POM have won. And I think we completely destroyed the Republicans. They only had a few trains and fuel left. We currently have 91 divisions. Okay, that's pretty good. What's our stockpile like? 12,000. Could have been bigger. I'd say we came out of this unbelievably strong. We've now lost our cores, but we didn't really lose that much in the end. We've now got a very good field marshal, a legendary general. We could take on the world at this point, I think. I don't think anyone could realistically stop us if we tried. But alright, I think this is where we're going to be calling it. I know we've only pretty much done the Spanish Civil War, but that's kind of where it begins and ends for the Spanish Commune. If you look down, all you have is Lessons from Civil War, the Red Tide, which is alright, 3% recruitable pulp, but again it's dwarfed by the anarchists. And then you have Unify the London Bureau, the main event, and all that gives you is a faction with Paraguay. It doesn't even give you the rule to create factions. So, what's the point of the Spanish Commune? I'm afraid to say there really isn't a point outside of maybe roleplay games. If you really want to roleplay as this anti-Stalinist Spanish Commune, I guess it'd be alright, but even then, I'd honestly recommend going Stalinist in that regard. You get so much extra bonuses, you have access to provide for the people, which gives 4 civs here and so on. There's very little bonuses here that's unique to the Spanish Commune that are worth it. And hell, the anarchists kind of make them almost forgotten in a way, which is not really this path's fault, but when you have the anarchists right here, it's hard to look good in comparison, if you know what I mean. So how would I improve this focus tree? Well, here's the thing. This tree came out in La Resistance, you know, the intelligence agencies and everything. But there's no unique operations for any Spain, and I think that's really weird. You'd think with this new DLC at the time, Paradox would have wanted to showcase spies and all that, but there's nothing here for them. So we are going to do something La Resistance like. We are going to give the Spanish Commune a unique operation. So down here in Unify the London Bureau, once you've done it, you'll unlock it. What is it? Well, it's going to be like France's loyalty to the cause missions, because I kind of like the idea of it. So for these operations, you can do them in any of the Latin American countries. And what happens is, if they are over 30% communist support, you can do this mission, Force the Issue. Basically, if it succeeds, they will flip communist. It will force the issue, it will force the referendum. However, if it fails, it will start a civil war. Now, the difference between this and France's version is if the civil war fires, you will be called into the war by default. They will join your faction and you will have to help them in their civil war. I think this will be a unique way to spread communism. It will be slightly different to something like Yugoslavia's version of it, where it's a bit detached from everything. from this, you have to be involved. If it succeeds, it succeeds. But if not, you've got to be in there and you've got to make sure they win. Or you're just going to be stuck in a perpetual war of Brazil or something. However, I think that's everything for today. I know this has been a little bit different how I've done this, but sometimes you do just have to switch things up. You can't do the same thing every single time. Doing things differently like this can be quite fun. And I mean, personally speaking, I'd say it was alright. So, I thank you for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any suggestions in the comments below for future ideas. I'm always looking for them. However, until we meet again, this has been me, Bubbles Zest, in the Spanish Commune. It's weird. My first video ever on YouTube was featuring these guys, so it's weird to be playing them again after all this time. However, until we meet again, goodbye.